All right, welcome back. Bear down. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. If you don't mind hitting the like button, subscribing. If you haven't done so, I appreciate you doing so. Please consider doing so. I'm trying to put a good product out there for you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some of these standout players from the games during the preseason. I'm going to highlight them during the week before the next game. Obviously, we know we have the Bills game coming up this Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch Mitch Trubisky, Keon Coleman, even Chase Claypool. It'll be fun to see, and I hope Chase Claypool does well. I really want to see him do better. Obviously, it was a scorn for us as Bears fans, but lots of positive coming up. But from the last game, I give you my analysis during the game. I'm going to give you shorts. I'm going to give you a halftime thing. I'm going to do that during the games. It's a lot of fun for me to give my instant reactions and let you guys know how I feel about it, what's going on with the team. A lot of players stood out that were undrafted free agents. You're going to see a lot more of those guys in these early games before we get to the preseason games and then later in the second, third, fourth quarter of these other games. But this first game, there were a lot of these undrafted free agents that had a chance to shine. And Leonjones, the cornerback from Arkansas State, undrafted free agent, he was one that really, really stood out to me from this first game. Before we get to the game, here's his college stats. 6'1", 195 pounds. You can see when he measured at the combine, he was actually 5'11.6. So he's one of those that was a little bit, his shoes must have been platforms. Whatever the case was. Didn't have the best 40, didn't have the best 20, but his 10-yard split was really good. His shuttle and his three-cone, not so good, but sometimes guys don't test well. But you look at his stats below, decent grades. His coverage grades were always good. His overall defensive grade was good. Gave up some touchdowns, didn't like that. Not a lot of picks, so didn't really stand out that way, but his pass breakups, he got to 19 of them, but his NFL pass rating against wasn't the best. But he was the guy in this game that nearly had the pick. They talk about the guy who almost had the pick, that bottom right corner. That's when he had his fingertips on the ball. If he was 6'1" instead of 5'11.6 inches, he probably would have had the pick. Just joking. But these are some of the comments through the game. He's someone that, as I was watching defensive backs, his cornerbacks, he stood out. You can see Aaron Lemming there up top. Undrafted cornerback Leonjones had a standout game for me tonight. He had a few pass breakups, seemed to be anticipating things really well. I agree with that completely. A couple of these other ones, if you want to look at those. He had a really good game. Let me get into the game so you guys can see the stats that he did have. These were the top graded cornerbacks from the game. Josh Blackwell was the highest graded at 80.9. Had a really good game. Leonjones, Jalen Jones. As you go over, these are PFF stats and grades for the game. You see Leonjones had 36 total snaps, 22 coverage snaps. His coverage grade was 69.5, so it was really good. As you go below, there's the coverages. There were 6 targets against him, so he got targeted more than anybody. Only 2 receptions out of those 6 for 40 yards. Each of them went for 20 yards, so the long was 20, but they both went for 20. 2 pass breakups, though, and 1 near interceptions. He almost had the interception. 57.6 NFL passer rating against. So I thought he played really well. I really do. And not just that. I mean, he gave up 2 receptions, but out of 6, he was targeted quite a bit. I think he did a really good job. This is from his own Instagram page. I love it. It shows his passion, his excitement. That's him on the bottom right. Another one of these jack dudes that are putting work into the game. But this is him and his comment all through all of them. It's all on the same thread, so you can see his comment. They told me I got one shot to turn all the doubters to believers, so I need this. And then he posted pictures of him during the game. Top right one is when he had the pass breakup. Really just locked down defending. He did a really good job. I was really impressed with him. So I made earlier in my video overreaction depth chart, how it would look, him and Reddy Stewart stepping in there over. And I know Josh Blackwell graded out better, but I thought Leonjones had such a good game that I put him up there as the overreaction video. That's what this was meant to be. So nobody go crazy. The other one there, Carl Jr. I'm working on the Carl Jones video next. But there were some really good standout undrafted free agents from this game. I really appreciated the game that he had. That is Leonjones, cornerback from Arkansas State. Why does it say Arizona State there? Yoink. There, we fixed it. My bad. I make mistakes all the time, guys. That's part of this video, part of this channel. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Leonjones has a shot at making this team with this stacked secondary group? I think it's going to be really tough for him. I know I made the overreaction depth chart and put him on there, but really, with him being an undrafted free agent, having 3 years of control, that's something to take into consideration if he keeps playing this well in future games. Obviously, if he has a setback, it's not going to be as well. But if he goes out the next couple games in the third, fourth quarter and has a couple interceptions, a lot of pass breakups, and an NFL pass rating against him of 30 or 40 or 50 even, I don't know how you could not have him on the team. You can't stash him on the practice squad at that point. He's going to get picked up by someone. Looked really good in that first game. Long arms, good length, covered his ground well, and had a really good game. So I'm pretty excited to see how this kid develops. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think he has a shot of making the team with guys like Josh Blackwell and Jalen Jones ahead of him on the depth chart? And even then, a really stacked overall cornerback room that's going to make it hard for anybody to make this team. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Until next time, claws up, bear down, and dabears.